this. I can do this. That's bad. I'm doing it. Look, I can look crazy. Look, watch this, Mommy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my finger's burning.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
VLOGMAS is fun.
Chestnuts roasting, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. So I'm offering this simple phrase.
Mommy! Mommy, help me! Mommy!
Get down.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Get down.
I can't.
Ooh. Hi guys, so for today's Vlogmas day, I hope you guys can hear me because it's kind of windy. Ooh, the sun is beautiful. I'm trying not to edit this clip because I want it to be just like a straight shot of me talking to you guys. There's nobody at the park today, so we're probably gonna sit here, chit chat for a little bit. But I want to talk to you guys about what has happened with Natalie and the whole situation with her. I just want to kind of sit and explain everything. Whenever we first got Natalie, I kind of told you guys what happened, and I think I put that video on private now because it has changed. My mind has changed about the video because whenever I first put it out, I didn't, like I said, like I didn't want people to think I was doing it for the views because that's not what at all what I was doing. I just wanted people to know, kind of my viewers know what was going on, but that's why I put it on private. But now it's been 2 years, and I know if I make a video of it, nobody can say that, oh, Leslie's doing it for the views or anything like that, because anytime that any conflict or, how should I say it, like not drama, but anything hard goes on in my life, I like to first sit down, evaluate the situation. And I hate speaking out of emotions, because I know when people speak out of emotions, it doesn't only affect that person, it affects everyone that's involved. And so I always try to tell myself, Leslie, sleep on it, wait a few months, years, whenever you're ready, talk about it. And I think I'm ready to talk about it now. And it's not fully my place to sit and talk about it, because my sister, my mom, my family has all been involved. So I don't just want to speak for myself either, because I'm also speaking for them in a way, and I don't ever want to disrespect them or anybody else. So coming to you guys with this story, I am opening up a little bit, but I also want you guys to know it doesn't come from a bad place in my heart. And it doesn't come from a place of like, I want to get this out there because I want everyone to know my business. No, it's just simply my viewers have been asking who Natalie is, and you know, like things like that. So I just feel like it's time for me to come in and explain to you guys what happened. So we're gonna start from the very beginning. Natalie is my uncle's daughter. So my uncle and my aunt, because I still consider her an aunt, had Natalie 7 years ago. Crazy. I was actually pregnant with Tonio, and my aunt was pregnant with Natalie. We were all very close. Me and Natalie's mom went through most of our pregnancies together. She was there whenever Anthony was born. I was there whenever Natalie was born, standing right outside the door listening to her give birth to Natalie. My mom was in the delivery room whenever she did give birth to Natalie. So I've always explained Natalie's and our relationship to the family, kind of like my mom being her grandma and us being her aunts, kind of like that. But it has been very, it's always been like that. It's never been a cousin thing. I've always felt more of a connection with Natalie, kind of more than just cousins. So people seeing me do this is weird. But my uncle had to go back to Guatemala. He was in the process of getting his US citizenship, and they made him go back to Guatemala. So my aunt was actually left with us pregnant. They were living with us, with my mom, and she was here with us and while my uncle's in Guatemala. and sadly it just didn't work out, and he got stuck in Guatemala. My aunt had Natalie, and she lived with us for a year. She lived with my mom and us for a year. We took care of Natalie for her even after she didn't live with us. I still took care of Natalie. I babysat her. Me and my sister did. We babysat her because she was the fussiest baby ever. I always saw her like, you were an Aaliyah. She was so fussy and nothing ever calmed her down. So she would cry most of the day. But I feel like since we were family, she trusted us with her, because every other babysitter would give her like a lot of complaints, like your baby's crying a lot. It was the same thing with Aaliyah. I could literally not leave her with anybody else because nobody else could stand her. So that's kind of like the rundown. We would have her for a lot of like weekends. Her mom would come drop her off to us, and she would spend the night with us. She knew who we were. And after a year of after a year of Natalie being born, and a little bit more than a year, you guys don't throw rocks. No, Tonio. Okay, I'm making sure they're still all there. After a year of my uncle leaving and having Natalie, she decided to move out and actually move on, which, I mean, I don't blame her. It's hard being her. I couldn't judge her. I don't know what I would do if I was in her position. So I totally understand her. My mom was like, I get you, girl. Like, I understand. She moved out, and like I said, even after her moving out, she would come drop her off, and we'd have her for a weekend, we'd have her for holidays, and it was something that kept going on even like all throughout after she was like 4 or 5 years old, throughout those years. And I'm telling you, it was kind of like a grandma relationship with my mom and an aunt's relationship with us. Like, we'd always have her. It wasn't like a cousin, because she is my cousin. And something tragic happened 2 years ago in September. We got the terrible news that her mom had passed away in a car accident, and her mom moved on with somebody else. She actually had like another man, and then she had a baby with him, and which, I mean, it's her life. I'm not here to judge anybody. So she decided to do that. All good for her. She had another baby. She had a baby girl, and yeah, we were happy. We're still communicating at that point. We still had Natalie. We tried not to like involve what was going on with my uncle and her with us. We just kind of kept it family, mutual, like, we're always here for you. If you need anything for Natalie, we're here for you. But yeah, so we found out that my aunt had died in a tragic car accident, and I remember that day like no other. And it was so hard, because, you know, it was the day that, it was like a little bit after we had lost my brother and then her, and it was just kind of like, well, where's Natalie? So we weren't sure where Natalie was. We weren't sure what was going on with Natalie. And then our first reaction was like, was Natalie involved in the car accident? Thankfully, we found out that she wasn't in the car accident after. I was actually in contact with one of my aunt's best friends, and so she was keeping me updated, because they like flight lifted her to somewhere. I think it was Kansas City or Springfield. I'm not sure, but it was so bad. And she told us that Natalie wasn't in the car accident, but her little sister unfortunately was. And I won't give out too much information, because that's, you know, not my business and not my place to speak on that. But I've always wished well for them, and I'm glad that she recovered very well. And it was kind of like, she had her arm, I believe, but I'm thankful that she was okay. And also my aunt's boyfriend was okay. I'm glad that everyone was okay. It was just my aunt suffered a lot, and she died in the car accident. And where are they? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So after that, we had to decide what to do with Natalie, because my aunt's boyfriend, which, I mean, I feel bad calling him just a boyfriend, because they had a kid together. Unfortunately, they weren't married, because she was still married to my uncle. So if anything, the government was kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do with this little girl? And so after she died, we offered our house to Natalie, which of course upset some people, because, you know, the boyfriend had stepped in as a father figure to Natalie, and we appreciated everything that he did, and we appreciate everything that he did for the family. But unfortunately, if we didn't step in and offer our home, I think the state or the government would have done, and they would have came in and been like, we need to put this child in foster home, like through foster homes or like through adoption, like somebody needs to take care of her. And I think the first thing that our family did, I remember the first thing that we did as a family, my mom, my sister, and I, was like, we're gonna take her in. And of course, like I said, it did come with upsetting. Of course, it is hard, and I can't blame, like, I can't judge anybody or blame anybody for feeling the way that they did, because I get it. But in that moment, I wanted Natalie to be okay, and I wanted to hug her, and just, I could not imagine going like at a loss that big, being so young. And I just wanted to hug her. I just wanted to be like, girl, like, I get your pain. I know what it's like to lose somebody so important. Not a mother, because I can't imagine losing a mother, but and so I vowed to give her the best life, and our family has vowed to give her the best life. She's in contact with my uncle, which actually she didn't really know that was her dad. So we had to kind of introduce her a whole new lifestyle, and it's been really, really difficult the past 2 years. And the reason why I also haven't spoke on it was because it's just now getting better. And I think anybody who has fostered kids or adopted a kid that's, you know, a little older, it's so hard. They have so much emotions, they don't understand what's going on, they act out a certain way. And for so long, if anybody who's close to me, they know that honestly, it was so difficult for a long time. We didn't know what's the best way to discipline, what's the best way to raise, what's the best way to talk, to counsel. We did put her in counseling, you know, and I feel like she still needs counseling to get her to grasp kind of what's going on in her life, because she's so young. I just want her to be okay, and I'm so thankful that, you know, we were able to help, because whenever my brother passed away, I put Anthony through counseling. That's a whole nother story in its own, but counseling really helped him, because he wasn't speaking to like any of us that had a lot of emotions built up due to what was going on. He spoke to somebody who completely was like, okay, tell me how you feel. So we pushed through that. We got her in school. We taught her a lot of English and Spanish and family, like no matter what, like we're always here for you. And that's just what happened. So Natalie's my cousin, but oftentimes I have Natalie. My sister has Natalie, my mom has Natalie. My mom is her legal guardian, but we all work a lot, so we all kind of just see who has the time. But I'm thankful that she's in a place where she's completely loved by who she has. And like I said, I don't want to go into the drama or any of that. Honestly, it's been a lot better throughout the years, and it's just like that. She has gotten together with her sister. She misses her sister, but it's just kind of like something that, you know, it's still a little difficult. We're trying to teach her to be open and honest, and we're open and honest with her. I remember having to drop just to let her know that her mom was gone, and as a family we came together and we let her know that we loved her and that we understood that, like, she doesn't quite understand what's going on right now, but whatever she does, like, we're here for her. And it's just like a story of loving Natalie no matter what. And we've told her that all the time. Like, we've told her, Natalie, we love you. And I always tell her every single day, I literally tell her every single day, Natalie, I love you like my kids. Like, I don't ever want her to go through life and question if I love her any more or any less than I love my kids, because I love my kids as equal as much. I literally love her so much, and I love any kid that comes into my life. My kids have friends, and I tell them all the time, and I teach Natalie, like, if that kid was to come into my life, or they come over for a night, or they come over for a day, they have the same rules and expectations as you guys, and the same thing goes. If they're not good, they either don't get to do fun things, or they go on timeout, or they get something else, whatever. So it's been a lot with her emotions, and I think it has to do a lot with what she's gone through. So it's a lot of hard nights, a lot of hard days. It's a lot better than what it was. So even for her to like love the kids was really, really difficult in a way, because And we've always told her, Natalie, we don't want you, I don't want her to view me as as her mom. My mom has been honest with her, and she's like, Natalie, I don't want you to view me as your mom. I'm simply just your aunt. Natalie does call my mom grandma though, because that's what the kids call her. So like, she calls her abuelita and tia sometimes, whatever. But we've been open and honest with her, like, you do not have to feel like we're trying to take your mom's spot, because that's not all we're trying to do. We're just trying to make sure that you are okay, that like you have a roof under your head, that you have clothes on your back, that you have food in your mouth. And I can honestly say that nobody has helped, none of the people that were in her life has helped us besides us, and that speaks volume for a lot. We've also had a really nice lady help us. She's an older lady that was one of Natalie's teachers. She helped us a ton. She has helped us a ton with Natalie, giving her gifts and being there for her. So I'm thankful for the people that have been there, but nobody has helped, given 1 cent, make sure that she's fed, clothed, okay, in counseling, but my mom, my sister, me, and that's pretty much it. She does contact her dad every once in a while, but he's in Guatemala, so it's kind of difficult to have that connection. And I get it, and we tell her all the time, like, Natalie, anything that you need to talk is, we're here. So that's what happened. Tragic accident, and who knew? She was 24 years old. Her mom was 24 years old, I believe she was 24. Which is crazy thing. She was so young. She had a whole life ahead of her, and it was just, yeah. So it was a car accident. I don't know if I said that, but car accident, that's what it was. So that's the story behind Natalie. I put her in a lot of my things because she's always with my kids. She's always with me, with my sister, with my family. And I love her like she's my child. I literally love her so freaking much, and I would do anything for her, protect her with my life. And every single time I'm able to remember her mom, and that's like literally every single day I know I have an opportunity to love this little girl like she's mine. I tell her mom all the time, I'm gonna take care of her like she's mine, and that's what we vowed to do. And I love her. It's not easy. There's hard days. There's really hard days. You have to pee or poop? You have to poop? Yes. Right now?
Yes.
Why do you have to? Okay, you see this more. All right, guys.
I sent her to go get my lotion, and she did not go get my lotion. Aaliyah, where is the lotion?
Alright guys, we just finished eating some dinner. We're probably gonna get ready for bed soon, but this will end up the vlog for today. Thank you guys so much for watching Vlogmas Day 5. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye guys!